God says, "This is my final warning. If you skip this, you will suffer great losses within the next 7 minutes." God says, do not take this as a joke. If you skip it, you will cry for the rest of your life. Open this message quickly. There are moments when heaven doesn't whisper, it roars. This is one of those moments. When God speaks with urgency, when He says this is His final warning, He is not trying to frighten you, but to pull you out of danger before it's too late. This message is not just a passing thought or a soft reminder. It is the voice of the Almighty shaking your spirit, calling your heart to wake up and listen, because something is about to shift. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. The clock is already ticking. Every second is precious. Every word here is not just something you hear, it is something heaven is placing in front of you to rescue you from what's coming. Type Amen in the comments if your heart feels this urgency. This is not a scare tactic. This is the mercy of God. When He says if you skip this, you will cry for the rest of your life, He is not being harsh. He is being a father. A father who sees the trap before you step into it. A father who knows the tears you haven't cried yet. A father who stands between you and destruction with arms stretched wide, shouting, not whispering, because He loves you too much to stay silent. This warning is not a threat. It is protection. It is a divine interruption meant to save your life, your peace, your soul. Please, like this video, if you feel even a flicker of truth stirring inside you. This is not the time to scroll past. This is not just another message online. This is a spiritual emergency. When God says within the next 7 minutes great losses can come, He's not talking about money only. He's talking about relationships that could break, doors that could close, health that could collapse, and spiritual attacks that could strike if you walk away from this word. There is something about your life that is so important to heaven right now that God Himself is calling out to you. This moment is sacred. Stay. Don't leave. Let every breath you take over the next few minutes be filled with God's voice. Every part of your life has been under watch from heaven. The enemy has plotted losses, delays, setbacks, and breakdowns, but God is lifting His hand right now to stop it all. He is sending this message as a shield. You are not listening by accident. You were drawn here. There's a reason your eyes are still reading, your heart still stirring, and your spirit not at rest. It is because heaven is leaning in, and the fire of this word is burning through every distraction trying to pull you away. God's final warning doesn't come without love. In fact, it is the deepest form of love. When He says this is your last call, it is because He knows you have ignored all the signs. You've heard Him before but didn't take it seriously. You felt the tug, but got busy. You sensed the nudge, but made excuses. And yet, He still comes one last time. That's love. That's mercy. That's a father who refuses to give up on you. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not too far gone, but you are at the edge, and God is reaching out now. Type 1111 in the comments if you believe you were meant to receive this. Right now, heaven is watching how you respond. This is not about being religious. It's about being rescued. This is a life and death moment for your soul, your calling, your future. If you walk away from what God is trying to say here, the losses may not come all at once, but they will come quietly, painfully, and deeply. The doors that were about to open will stay shut. The relationships that needed healing will break further. The joy you were about to receive will remain hidden. But if you stay, if you receive this, if you listen with your heart and not just your ears, something will begin to shift in your life today. The enemy knows what you are about to walk into. That's why this distraction has been so strong lately. That's why confusion, heaviness, anxiety, and fatigue have been weighing down on you. Because something big was just ahead. And God had to send this word like an alarm in the spirit to say, no more delay, no more ignoring, no more hesitation. You are too valuable to lose to a moment of distraction. You are too called to miss your moment. You are too anointed to let the enemy talk you into silence. God is standing in front of you now, whispering with the tenderness of a father and the authority of a king, saying, listen, my child, this is your rescue. If you feel a weight lifting off your chest as you read, it's because the Holy Spirit is beginning to move. If your eyes feel teary, it's because the presence of God is sitting beside you. He is reminding you that you have been on His heart all along. The pain you felt, the battles you fought, the confusion you've endured, they haven't gone unnoticed. Heaven has recorded every tear, and now God is saying, let me lead you out. Let me speak into your storm. Let me heal what you thought was already broken beyond repair. This is not just a message of warning, it is a lifeline. It is a rope being thrown to you in a sea of chaos. You do not have to drown. You do not have to suffer. You do not have to keep fighting alone. God is saying, come closer. Hear me. Let me show you what I've prepared for you. Let me shield you from what was meant to destroy you. There is a great shaking happening, and many will fall. But those who cling to the voice of God will stand firm, unshaken, favored, and protected. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be present, right here, right now. Stay with this. Let every word soak into the dry ground of your spirit. God is watering you with truth. He is covering you with light. He is protecting you from danger you never saw coming. The weight of this warning is holy. It is the weight of love. It is the sound of a shepherd calling his lost sheep home. It is the whisper of eternity echoing into your timeline. God says, I am the Lord who protects. I am the one who sees the arrow before it flies. I am the one who stands between you and the devourer. I am the one who calls you by name and covers you under the shadow of my wings. My warning is not punishment. It is my embrace. My fire is not to consume you. It is to burn away what has been killing you slowly. There are angels moving even now. The enemy's plans are being torn apart as you lean into this word. The chains are breaking in the background. The fear is losing its grip. The depression is shaking. The silence is ending. The dry places are receiving rain. God is not finished with you. This moment is just the beginning of something holy. You are standing on sacred ground. That is because the spiritual world is louder than the physical in this very moment, and heaven is sending out a final wave of truth, warning, and deliverance before the storm strikes. This is not to scare you, but to give you one more chance to step into the covering of God before things unfold that you are not prepared to face alone. This is not about religion, rules, or rituals. This is about a living God who sees exactly what you are walking through and who knows what is coming if you keep trying to walk without Him. The losses that have been circling your life, the disappointments that feel like cycles, the delays that have drained your strength, they are not coincidences. They are spiritual signs that something bigger is taking place behind the curtain. God is not sitting silently while you suffer. He is moving, speaking, sending this message as a hand stretched out to you, saying, "Come under my wings before the winds get stronger." Type 222 in the comments if you trust this word is for you right now. The losses God is trying to save you from may not always look like destruction on the surface. Sometimes it's the slow, quiet erosion of your joy, your time, your purpose, your peace. You don't notice it at first, until months pass, and you feel like you are a stranger to the version of yourself you once were. That is what the enemy wants, to pull you into places where God's voice is harder to hear, to delay your destiny until you give up entirely. But God, in His mercy, is standing right here saying, "I will not let you go into that darkness if you stay with me." The enemy has been studying your patterns. He knows where your heart breaks, where your mind gets tired, where you tend to isolate, and where you start to doubt God's timing. He is not after your comfort, He is after your calling. He wants to distract you with chaos so you miss your moment. He wants you to stay busy with everything that feels urgent but has no eternal value. But the Lord is calling you back to the secret place, to the shelter of His presence, because what's coming will only be survived through the stillness of God's voice guiding your every step. God's final warning is not a punishment, it's a rescue plan. He is not angry at you, He is desperate to protect you. Heaven is not trying to scare you into obedience, it is trying to awaken you into alignment. You have been marked, chosen, and set apart for something greater than the pain you have experienced. You are not forgotten in the chaos. You are not invisible in the storm. God's hand is still on your life, and His protection is still surrounding you, even in moments where you feel completely alone. Every prayer you whispered through your tears, every night you stayed awake wondering if God still sees you, every time you held on when your heart felt like letting go, it all matters. Heaven has counted your steps, gathered your tears, and prepared deliverance before the enemy ever laid a trap. God does not react to your pain. He has already planned your breakthrough. But He cannot force you into safety. He invites you, and right now, that invitation is urgent. You are not late. You have not missed your chance. But this moment requires your full attention, your full surrender, and your full heart. There is a divine window open right now, and heaven is waiting to release healing, clarity, direction, and supernatural covering, but you must step into it. You must silence the voices that have been pulling you into fear, shame, and confusion. You must return to the altar of God, not out of fear, but out of the knowing that you cannot do this without Him anymore. God's final warning is like a lighthouse in the middle of a stormy sea. It doesn't yell to scare the ships, it shines to save them. You are being drawn back to the light. That gentle pull in your soul, that stirring you cannot explain, that overwhelming sense that this is not just another word, it is all God's Spirit reminding you that His love is louder than the noise of the world. He is not finished writing your story, but He will not bless what He is no longer part of. This is your call to return. Return to your first love. Return to the posture of worship. Return to trusting God when it doesn't make sense. Return to believing that miracles still happen. Return to walking by faith and not by what your eyes see. God is not silent. He is strategic. And in this moment, His strategy is pulling you out of the places that have been quietly killing your hope. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. Some of you are about to see everything shift. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because of obedience. When you respond to God's voice, heaven responds to your life. Doors that were closed for years can open in one act of surrender. Relationships that were broken can be restored by one act of forgiveness. Battles that were draining you can end in peace by one step of faith. But it begins now. Not later, not someday, now. Heaven is declaring over you, no more delay. The angels assigned to your name are standing in place, waiting to carry out the next season of your life, but they move when you move. The protection God has promised is activated through your decision to trust Him again. The healing you've been praying for is tied to your willingness to release what has been weighing you down. The provision you've been needing is already waiting in the place where your heart meets His in full surrender. You are not average. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. You are a child of the Most High God. You carry purpose in your breath, power in your prayers, and authority in your worship. The losses that were sent against you will not prosper when you step into alignment with the voice of your Father. Every weapon formed against you will be shattered by the glory of His presence surrounding you. God is saying, let go of what has been draining your strength and come back to where the oil flows. You were never meant to live in survival mode. You were made for overflow. You were made to walk in light, not just fight through darkness. You were made to speak life, not live in fear. You were made to carry fire, not carry shame. God is restoring your vision right now. You are not who the enemy says you are. You are who God has declared you to be from the beginning of time. The pain, the confusion, the missed opportunities, and even the hidden attacks that no one else saw are all about to be reversed by the hand of God, but only if you remain under His voice, His covering, and His instruction. This is a moment of extreme spiritual sensitivity. You must not ignore what God is speaking into your life right now. You have been on the edge for a reason, not because you are weak, but because the weight of your calling has been heavy. You have carried burdens that were never yours to bear, fought battles that exhausted your soul, and held on to promises while walking through seasons that looked like nothing but wilderness. But even in that wilderness, God never stopped guiding you. His hand never left your life. His protection never stopped surrounding you. You may have felt alone, but heaven has been watching over you every step of the way. Type 333 in the comments if you are ready to declare your faith through this word. The losses you were supposed to experience, the tears that were scheduled to fall, the breakdowns that were coming for you, God is canceling all of them as you choose to stay with Him. The enemy planned for your fall, but God planned for your rising. Every storm sent to scatter you is now being used to shape you. The winds that were meant to destroy you are turning to carry you. What was once a threat is now becoming the very thing God uses to position you in His purpose. You need to know that heaven has been investing in you. Your life has not been random. Your story is not a mistake. The delay was not denial. It was preparation. The heartbreak was not failure. It was redirection. You were not abandoned. You were being hidden. There are things inside you, gifts, callings, anointings, that were never meant to be exposed too early. God was protecting you from visibility before maturity. And now, in this exact moment, He is saying the time has come to walk into the fulfillment of what has been growing in silence. But to step into that fulfillment, you must obey this warning. Do not return to the patterns God pulled you out of. Do not entertain the voices that weakened your spirit. Do not ignore the whispers that come in the quiet moments when God tries to get your attention. This is not the time to go back. This is not the hour to delay. Every second is sacred. Every choice is weighty. What you decide now will echo into the next chapter of your life. God is fighting for your destiny with a kind of holy urgency. He is not passive about your future. He is aggressive about protecting what belongs to you. And that's why he sends warnings not to shame you, but to preserve you. He does not want you to walk into avoidable pain. He does not want you to suffer losses that were never meant for you. This is a call to return, to trust again, to lean into the voice of the shepherd who never stopped calling your name even when you wandered. Everything about your life matters to God. Your future, your family, your health, your peace, your finances, your calling, none of it is outside his reach. But it must all come under his covering if you want to walk in the fullness of protection and blessing. God is not interested in partial surrender. He wants your whole heart, not because he is controlling, but because he knows that anything left uncovered will become vulnerable to attack. He wants to guard you completely, but he cannot protect what you continue to place outside of his hands. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. God's warning is also a reminder that you are not powerless, you are not helpless, you are not stuck. You have authority in your worship, you have breakthrough in your prayer, you have healing in your surrender, you have direction in his presence. You are not wandering aimlessly, you are being pulled into purpose. And everything the enemy tried to use to convince you otherwise is breaking under the sound of God's truth right now. You must understand that some storms come not because you are doing something wrong, but because you are getting close to something holy. The warfare you felt is proof of your worth. The resistance is proof of your rising. The pressure is proof of the promise. The enemy does not waste energy on people who have no impact. If you've been under attack, it's because you carry something precious, and this warning is God's way of making sure the pressure doesn't break you, but builds you. Let your spirit stay sensitive. There are things God is about to reveal that will only make sense if you remain close. Do not harden your heart. Do not silence the inner knowing that this moment is not ordinary. Divine moments don't always feel loud. Sometimes they come like whispers that turn into waves, and this wave is coming with favor, clarity, and transformation. But it can only reach you if you are still standing where God told you to be. The world is loud right now. Chaos is rising. People are losing direction, losing peace, losing hope. But you are being called to a different path. You are being marked with divine protection. You are being set apart with supernatural insight. You are not like the rest. God has preserved you for such a time as this. He has hidden you, refined you, taught you, and now he is ready to reveal you. But the foundation must be obedience. It must be trust. It must be unwavering surrender to the one who knows the end from the beginning. This is not the time to let your emotions drive you. This is the time to let the Spirit lead you. There will be moments where your heart wants to quit, where your mind tries to reason your way out of obedience, where fear disguises itself as wisdom. But if you stay rooted in God's voice, you will walk through doors no one can shut, you will receive answers no one can take, and you will step into a season so full of redemption that every tear will feel like a seed. God is doing something eternal. Something that won't just touch your today, but will change your legacy. Your children will feel the covering that came from your surrender. Your home will carry the peace that flowed from your obedience. Your future will carry the fruit of your trust. You are not just making a decision for yourself, you are shifting generations. And that is why the enemy has fought you so hard. But the fight is over when your faith takes over. So right now, in the quiet of your heart, let God break every fear. Let Him silence every lie. Let Him gather every broken piece. Let Him take what the enemy thought he ruined and rebuild it stronger than before. You are not broken beyond repair. You are in the hands of the one who created the universe and still chooses to speak to you, to fight for you, and to call you beloved. The shame that clung to your past has no voice in your future. The broken pieces in your hands are not a sign of defeat. They are the raw materials for your restoration. Many people around you may not understand the weight you've been carrying lately. They don't see the private battles, the silent weeping, the quiet cries in the night, or the mental exhaustion that has threatened your peace. But God sees it all. He sees the moments where you wanted to give up, where you felt like you were drowning in delay and discouragement, and yet you still held on. He knows the moments when you had to encourage yourself, smile through your sadness, and keep going with a heart full of questions. This warning isn't because He's disappointed in you, it's because He's still invested in you. Type 555 in the comments if you believe God is turning things around even now. God is not like man. He does not walk away when you fall. He does not change His mind when you make mistakes. He doesn't hold your weakness against you. He meets you in it. He strengthens you through it. He loves you beyond it. That is why this message is not the end. It is the beginning. It's not a door closing on your future. It's a door slamming shut on your bondage, your fear, your cycles, your confusion. Heaven is announcing that you are entering a new season, not because you earned it, but because God chose you for it. He chose you when you were overlooked. He chose you when you were rejected. He chose you when you didn't even know how to pray correctly. He chose you before you could ever imagine being used by Him. And now His voice is louder than ever because the hour is urgent and His glory is about to be revealed through those who are fully surrendered. If you are reading this and you feel the weight of this word, do not let it pass you by. Do not silence that voice in your spirit. Do not ignore what your heart is feeling. There is a divine shift happening in your life, and it's not going to wait for your comfort. God is going to move swiftly. He is going to break off everything that has slowed you down. He is going to shut doors that once held you captive. He is going to remove people who cannot go where He is taking you. He is going to expose things that looked safe but were secretly draining your spirit. He is going to call you into deeper places with Him, not so you can look spiritual, but so you can survive the shaking that is coming to the world. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. The warning is not just about personal protection, it is about spiritual preparation. You must get rooted. You must build your life on something deeper than emotion. You must stay grounded in the Word of God, because everything that can be shaken will be shaken. But those who stand on the rock of Christ will not be moved. The storms will come. The voices will rise. The distractions will increase. But your peace will remain unshaken, because your life is hidden in the shelter of the Most High. Do not be deceived by what looks harmless. Not every open door is from God. Not every good opportunity is a God opportunity. The enemy knows how to disguise destruction as beauty. He knows how to wrap compromise in comfort, and that's why this moment matters. God is sharpening your discernment. He is calling you back to the altar, back to prayer, back to worship, back to listening. Because in the coming days, you will need to hear His voice louder than anything else.